they had a box. It was probably probably about 30 inches long and about probably 2 foot high. Had three, I think it had 3 shelves in it, and that was full of books, and every subject there was, and they were printed in 1839. And it was required that every country school in New York State had one, but this was all from the state education department, and it was after 1850. I think that was after 1850 that this was required, and I think it cost something like $3 and something, I think, and because in some of the old minutes I find that they bought this library for, I think it was $3.65 or something like that, but every school was required. Well, in our own district school over there on Stony Lonesome Road, it just happened that I happened to be down by the school the day that they come to pick up all the stuff out of the school to bring to Williamson School. That was after the school had centralized. In other words, they had closed all the schools in the country. And I was there when the guys come down and they picked up like a dictionary and stuff like that, and they threw this all on the back end of an old Model A truck they had. And they said, well, he told me, he said, you can have anything that's left. Well, I started to look around and I went up in the attic. And all this old stuff had been put up in the attic. But of course, I was just a kid. I didn't know what it was. But I grabbed it and put it in some bushel crates and brought everything home. So I still have, it's in the barn over on Salmon Creek Road now, most of that stuff. But I really should go retrieve all of it, because I was over to Ontario, over to over to their center over there, where they've got and by the Brick Church Road over there, and there I went into school, and here they had this box up, you see, and I said to whoever was on duty there that day, I said, you know what that is? No, I said, well, that's supposed to hold the library. I said, that's what the library, that box went with all the books. Now, I don't know how many books there were, but it was full. There must have been 100 books, and they were on every subject imaginable. So, in other words, this kid in the district school, if he went through all those things, he would really be pretty well educated. He would probably have had equivalent to a high school or better education if he went through all those books. Now that's why some of those kids knew. That's why they knew so much about every subject there was. Didn't make any difference what it was. It was there.
Who was the author of the
Well, whoever wrote it. It was written by probably somebody from Harvard or someplace had written all this stuff. Yeah. And so it was.
If we find it, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that moment of history with Chet Peters.
Well, that really is history. I mean, but because I'm sure there's very few people know what that box held. So, and I didn't have. I had probably would have had that much maybe in one of those. In other words, they weren't all there. But I've got the ones that were there, left over in the school.
Well, thank you for sharing that moment.
Nobody, I'm sure, nobody had looked at those things in years and years and years, you see. Because I imagine they were probably put up there, up above, and somebody just threw them up there when they cleaned the house, get rid of them. No, what are they? I mean, things that advanced, so probably they said, what do we need these things anymore for?
That's right.
And anyway, if they wanted an education, all they had to do was read all those books. They had known something about everything there was. Physics, it don't make any difference what the subject was. It was there.